Wonderful. Hey, everyone. I'm Alex Blum. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Applied Bioplastics. With me today at the back right corner of the room is Colin Ardern, my co-founder and chief operating officer. At Applied Bioplastics, we are decarbonizing the plastic industry and changing the future of how plastics are made. We figured out a way to produce durable plastics that are 25% cheaper, reduce emissions and microplastics at end of life by as much as 85%, and we're super scalable because we use standard plastic making equipment. We've already signed $63 million in off-taker agreements this year, and we've just closed our first several institutional investors. And here's why. Plastic is essential to modern society. And despite many efforts to reduce, reuse, and recycle, humans are actually using more plastic than ever before. Now, besides the obvious trash problem, right, single-use plastics, all that good stuff, a major downside of this growth in plastics usage is that plastic currently accounts for about 8% of global emissions, which is expected to grow to 20% by 2050. So really big problem, and it's growing. There are, again, efforts to temper this demand as well as plant-based alternatives. However, unfortunately, these plant-based alternatives are limited primarily to packaging and single-use plastics like grocery bags, which accounts for about 40% of the market. So it's really important that people are doing that work. However, it's a vitally important area to reduce, but there's another 57% of the market that nobody is touching. So how do we improve the sustainability of durable plastic items that these efforts don't address, like containers, furniture, appliance housings, building materials, transportation components? At Applied Bioplastics, we've commercialized a platform technology that allows us to produce durable biocomposites that are mechanically identical to the plastic that they are replacing. Looks just like this, which enables their use in standard manufacturing processes. This means that there is no cost to adopt. And as we all know, you keep seeing the articles and popular mechanics saying, oh, the new miracle plastic is here, and then you never hear about it again. It's because they're too expensive and they don't use standard equipment. Now, our durable polymers incorporate sustainable plant fibers that are available all over the world, including here in Connecticut, like invasive species like kudzu, which reduces their net carbon emissions compared to the incumbents. Because both the plant fiber and our processing technology is inexpensive, we're able to win today as a 20-person company against the behemoths like Shell on price. Now, of course, that also means that we have the capability of reducing those carbon emissions for hundreds of thousands of products that companies like Shell address today. Now, these products can include a huge range, as I mentioned, everything from the chair that you're literally sitting on right now, that's thermoplastic, the parts of the car that you drove here in, the bulkhead of the jet that maybe you flew here in, or the cap of your toothpaste tube that you used this morning. Durable plastics are in everything you use on a daily basis. That is what we address. Now, what really sets us apart from those other solutions is that plastic manufacturers, those who actually make the plastic, they don't need to change their equipment. The machine on the left-hand side of your screen here is the twin screw extruder. That is what everybody uses. That is what's used to make our plastic. And for companies that produce plastic items, injection molded items, like again, the chairs you're sitting on, the standard injection molder machine uses our stuff just fine. So again, no cost to adopt, no excuse not to adopt. Plastic is a game where razor thin margins matter. And because our product matches the commodity brands on both price and performance, most people see bioplastics, they think bad performance. That is not true. We can do that. Again, while playing within those margins, we have a wonderful profit margin, actually fairly larger than the major petrochemical brands, because again, our technology is cheaper and the cellulose is cheaper than processing oil. Now, Applied Bioplastics is the hottest brand in composites, which helps us hire. We have had zero voluntary turnover in 4 years because of how we treat our employees. We've won every industry award that we've applied to in the last 2 years. And the last time I put out a job rec, I got 1,400 applications in the first 48 hours. So we get the cream of the crop here. We've also built a sales pipeline for our thermoplastic product that contains nearly 40 global brands with multiple paid pilots underway with some of the largest manufacturers in the world, including nascent partnerships with the super major oil producing companies. We've just onboarded multiple senior sales reps and signed our first licensing and distributorship agreement. And as of December 2022, we're post-revenue. It should be obvious why we're seeing as much traction as we are after only about 4 years of work. We have a solution that meets every need of the current market while solving an issue that's top of mind for nearly every major manufacturer on the planet. We've taken away the cost of adoption, the barriers to scale, the limited feedstocks required by most specialty plastic producers, and the cost difference between alternatives and incumbents at a time when most manufacturers are making public commitments to reduce their footprint but don't have the money to do so. Guys, we have a tiger by the tail, and we need your help and UConn's help to put it in a headlock. I'm going to go off script for 1 second, say one thing. Besides the thermoplastics I've just described, we make a thermoset composite. We have actually built a village in the world's largest refugee camp. It is sustainable against hard weather. It is sustainable against heat, cold. It has increased safety and happiness and health for the people who live in it. We're trying to spread that housing across the world. It uses the same basic technology as what we've invented for our thermoplastics. It's not our most profitable activity, but we're doing it because we can and because it's the right thing to do. We're changing the future of plastics, and I want everyone watching and everyone here in this room to reach out if you're interested in purchasing, licensing our technology, being part of our team, or investing. Join us and see just how sustainable durable polymers can be. Thank you.